Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the FRA Radio podcast. I'm your host, Chloe Dean, and today I am joined by a very special guest, Ella Brinson. She is currently a second-year marketing communication student at the Fashion Retail Academy, and she is here today to tell us a little bit about her time at the FRA and what she's going to do next. So, would you like to introduce yourself and your degree a little bit?
I would love to. So, my name's Ella. I am a bubbly girly girl who had no idea what she wanted to do and has found a passion for marketing and communications for fashion. I guess a bit of how I got here. I did geography, Spanish and art A-level, and I guess I kind of got academic through studying really hard for my A-levels and realised that I was quite getting on with academic stuff quite well, but then I also thrived in art. Art was my favourite. So I nearly went to do Spanish at Portsmouth University and had this gut feeling that it wasn't right and I needed something more creative, and then I was looking at costume design, but that was not academic enough.
Mm-hmm.
So this degree literally hit the nail on the head. It was so perfect. It has the perfect balance of academic and creative writing, so that was exactly why I wanted to do it. And then outside of uni, because this is 2 days a week, I've been able to manage 4 jobs on the side. But yeah, I've grown really passionate about something that I never knew anything about, and I think that was the main thing to learn brand new information. Like, people go off and do geography degrees because they've studied geography at A-level, or sports science because they did PE, but I wanted brand new information, something I could get passionate about, like feel fresh and not feel like it's school going on.
Yeah, I think that's one really good thing, because I was the same with marketing. It's like the perfect balance of creativity and also academia as well. It's like, it's not too kooky, like you say with the costume design, because I can't think like that. But then equally, it's not so book smart that it's too much.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Yeah, I agree with that. So why did you choose to come to the FRA over other places?
I think I'm quite a homebody, and the biggest reason is just not wanting to leave home. Not really like a party person, and the stereotype of going away to places like Leeds or Manchester was just too out of my comfort zone. I've got 4 parents. I've got a dad and a stepmum and a mum and a stepdad. So if I was to leave, I wouldn't be able to see my family as much, and a little sister who I get along really well with, who's growing up and becoming more like me every day. So I guess just wanting to stay with family, really, but also the fact that it offered the perfect balance of 2 days a week commuting into London. I've loved London since I can remember. When me and my family had come in for day trips, it'd just be the best thing, and I'd feel so inspired, and I'd walk past the offices, if we come and watch a show in London, a theatre show, I'd walk past these really cool offices with revolving doors, and it was all important people work there.
Yeah,
and then I've had work experience in these really fancy offices, and it's almost like a whole 360 moment of loving London and then actually being able to work here and build a little career for myself.
Yeah, that's so true. So what has your experience at FRA been like up to now?
It's been fulfilling. It's been incredible. I've had so many opportunities. I think that would be the biggest advice I'd give to anybody looking to come to the FRA is don't take the opportunities for granted. There's so many emails that you get for, even if it's just, do you want to help at a pop-up on this day, or do you want to attend? I went to the Drapers Future of Fashion event for 1 day because a staff member couldn't go, and I snatched up the ticket and I went, and I learned so much, and it's information that you can transfer to your modules as well. They teach you about trends in technology and social media, and obviously that's a massive thing. Most of our modules are focused on Gen Z, and so I think you just have to use everything that you can, and I feel like the opportunities are insane. When the FRA describe themselves as industry-led, they really mean it. It really is so industry focused, and I'm convinced that you can't get the FRA experience anywhere else. You actually get to know your lecturers, and you spend time with them, and they do one-to-ones, and they know you as a person. So I think that's been my favourite thing about it, but it's just been really motivating with it's always been the next thing, because there's so many different opportunities. So you just feel like you're actually moving forward rather than you're just doing your degree and then you'll find a job. So I think that's definitely why.
Yeah, and as well, I know you're a course exec, and because of that, you had the incredible opportunity to go to the World Retail Congress last year. Would you like to talk a little bit on that?
I would. So, firstly, the picture of the Eiffel Tower was on my vision board, and then I was listening to another podcast, funnily enough, and they were like, grab every opportunity with both hands. Like, you just have to go for it and not be scared, and just go for as many opportunities as you can. So when I first started my degree, they were talking about the role of course executive, and I was like, oh, I'm not going to go for that. And then I reminded myself of what I'd listened to on my podcast like literally a week ago, and I was like, yeah, I need to do it. I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to go for it, see what happens. Ended up getting the role, and then a few months in, they sent me an email to say, do you want to be a part of the World Retail Conference? One's in Paris and one's in London. And I could not believe that I'd had the opportunity to go to Paris and for free. Like, what? So I snatched that up as well. So we had little interviews, and then they picked me for the Paris one. So we went, and it was unreal. The connections I made were amazing. We had these little lanyards, and you could just tap. If you were talking to somebody, you'd just tap and their email would transfer over. Oh, wow. So that was really, really good. So I made loads of contacts and learnt loads of things. There was 2 talks. There was one that was called Developing an Industry for Future Consumers, which was where people, like industry professionals, would come in. Like there was a guy from Lego, a lady from TK Maxx who managed European TK Maxx, and they wanted to know what we wanted from stores, so whether the physical store was better than online. There was loads of questions, but we were with another school from New York, a school from Amsterdam, and I think the London College of Fashion. So we not only got to meet people our age who were in the same position as us, but we got to sort of agree, and it was really interesting how all Gen Z's opinion is the same. Literally all of us were agreeing with each other, so I think it's nice that it was really insightful for the industry professionals to get a feel of what we actually want. There was one guy who sat there and said, oh, we've just invested all this money into this new thing where if you come into store, it remembers your it will recognise your online account and provide you product recommendations as soon as you come in. And we were all like, why would you do that? We don't want that. Like, that's so invasive. That's creepy. Yeah, this is too much. Like, we don't need to, tech doesn't need to be the most advanced thing. We just want to go and have fun and shop with our friends in a store. So I think he was kicking himself a bit, but it was just really nice to sit and be a part of something like that and be able to offer like industry professionals Gen Z insight. The other one was about what Gen Z want from being employed. So it was called Developing an Industry that Supports Future Talent. So they were talking about if we want to work from home for 5 days a week, or if we just care about a role that offers flexibility, how important work-life balance is for us. And so it was just overall incredible, not to mention the speeches that I then, again, got loads of information and statistics from that I could use in my modules. So the whole experience was just amazing. And we got free time to go and see the Eiffel Tower.
That's so cool. How long were you there for?
We were there for 3 days, I think. 2 nights, 3 days. So we had enough time to do everything. It felt like a business trip, but being able to still see things that you wouldn't have been able to see before.
That's such a cool opportunity.
Yeah, it was amazing.
So your placement as well that you did at Coach, would you like to talk a little bit about that as well? Because I know that was a really good experience.
Yeah, definitely. So that was actually arranged through my mentor. So they give you the option to either get given one, or you can arrange your own. And I'd heard lots of people getting really great placements, but I thought Coach, my mentor is the senior marketing director at Coach, and I thought Coach is literally my favourite brand at the moment. Why would I not just ask and see if she'll take me on for 3 weeks and see if I can work there? And it was so good. I managed to go. The team was so lovely. It was such a nice working environment. Everyone at a placement really takes the time to like dumb it down for you, because obviously they've got so many acronyms and all of this stuff that it's just so daunting, but they're really helpful. Like, I just had my second placement at Radley. I'm getting lucky with these luxury handbag brands. But they really take the time to explain everything to you and break things down, even when they're in meetings and it's somebody that you haven't known. They're like, for context, this is what this means, this is what this means. So you really can go into a job and get experience, but come away really knowing it and feeling like you've learned so much, rather than just listening in and still having no clue and it all just going over your head. They give you mini projects as well, so depending on the role, both Coach and Radley were brilliant for having lots of different people who do different things. So at Coach, there was a partnership team who wanted me to come up with a pop-up idea inside Selfridges and flannels. And then there was an international team who were dealing with Saudi Arabia and Dubai, and they wanted me to come up with a new face for the Ramadan campaign, which they actually ended up using the person that I picked, which was unreal.
Wow.
Like, to have that big of an impact on someone while you're just doing your degree is amazing. Like, this is what I mean about the opportunities. They're honestly so good. Then at Radley there was email marketing, which I don't feel like we touch on as much in our degree, so it's nice to delve into like customer retention management, they call it CRM. There was a whole team for e-commerce, and it was nice to learn about that, because it's not something we learn in depth on our degree. So they're so insightful, and you learn so many things that make things easier to understand when you're doing a module and you have a bit more wider context knowledge about certain things like email marketing. And when you create an email mock-up, you know sort of the right things and the tone of voice to put in there, rather than just coming up with it when you've never done it before. So yeah, just amazing, really.
Oh, I'm really glad you had really good experiences with that.
Yeah, it was lovely.
But I mean, as great as like all of this is, obviously like there are challenges with doing a degree and studying.
Yeah, of course.
What have been your main sort of challenges while you've been here?
I think because it is so fast paced, and it essentially is a 3-year degree in 2 years, it's hard. Time management does get hard sometimes, especially when you've got 2 modules going alongside each other and one report's got to be in the same day as you're doing a presentation. I think if you can get time management early on, it's a lot easier to manage all of the projects as you go forward. It's kind of getting into a good habit of not procrastinating, and I know in A-levels I was the biggest procrastinator, but that's the biggest thing for me that's helped is not letting myself procrastinate, because it is quite fast paced. I'd say the biggest challenge of the whole degree has been the data module, Consumer Data Insights. It is tricky.
I'm doing that one at the moment.
Are you? It's hard because you're learning a new platform. If you've never looked at Excel properly before, and even if you have, you're just sometimes like you're just popping numbers in boxes, whereas this time you've got to analyze it, filter the numbers and do sums, and you've got to create pivot tables.
You're worrying me.
But they do tutorials which really help. But what I did was I reached out to my mentor and I explained that I'm really struggling with it, and she put me in contact with the data analyst at Coach, who had weekly calls with me, and I looked through the data with her, and she sort of helped me navigate Excel a bit better. So I think when you get given a mentor, it's so important to keep a really good relationship with them, because they can help you so much in ways you wouldn't even really think to ask for. So you forget that they have so many connections and contacts within their company, within different roles for different modules. So that really helped me. She helped me so much, and I got a first, which is unbelievable because I struggled so much.
That's really good.
So I think just taking it one step at a time, not panicking and not procrastinating is the best way forward. But it has been really challenging, the fast pace and the brand new information.
Yeah. And so you're now coming to the end of your second year, which means you are unfortunately finishing your time doing your undergraduate degree at the FRA soon. What do your next steps look like even? So
I've been having a few interviews, seeing if I can have a part-time job, because the FRA have just released a master's degree for marketing and communications. So it's called International Marketing and Communications for Fashion. They offer a 10% discount and it's only 1 year. So for me, that is a no-brainer. I feel like I've become so passionate about this degree and this subject, and I know it's definitely what I want to go into. So I think getting a deeper knowledge and carrying on with my studies while trying to find a job that I can use the degree that I already have to maybe work the other 3 days or have a part-time role is definitely my next steps. Yeah, I'm excited for the future. I feel like I'm so glad that I found something that I enjoy, but that I can get to call a job and can build a career that I know that I'm gonna feel fulfilled in. But yeah, definitely want to keep studying and go in more depth into the international side of it. So I think that sometimes some of the modules focus on brands that are really international, like the luxury brands like Gucci and Chanel and Prada, that kind of thing. So yeah, I'm not sure what it will hold yet, but
so you don't know what the future looks like, just the next year?
Just the next year. But I definitely know it will be in fashion marketing of some kind, whether it's content creation, whether it's e-commerce. Like, I've enjoyed all of them, and I think that's the best thing about the placements is you get to delve into everybody's role and see what one suits you best. But then also I don't feel nervous going into a career now, because I know that I enjoy everything everyone has, like all of the roles that I've witnessed, I could see myself in. So I think it's nice to not sort of limit myself down and know that I'll enjoy whatever I end up in, as long as it's in this industry.
Yeah. What's your dream brand to work with? Or work for even?
I think I've always wanted to work for L'Oreal.
Really?
Yeah.
Doing what?
I love their content creation. They do so many behind the scene videos and it just looks so nice. I don't know what it is about it. I think that was the first time I saw PR and the behind the scenes of the fact that content creation is a job. But then again, I loved Tapestry. I love the fact that Coach is part of Tapestry, and they also manage Kate Spade. So I love the fact that you can have 2 jobs in one, and that the role is different. You do something different every day, and you're always working towards the next campaign. So anything, I'm not too bothered about the brand, but L'Oreal definitely stands out to me.
And do you have anything else you want to add to the end of this podcast episode?
I guess just one piece of advice would be, if you're going to start the degree, just grab it with both hands. Grab every opportunity that you possibly can. Put yourself out there, talk to lecturers, and if you stand out, I feel like what you put in, you get out of it. If you channel everything into it, you can get so much out of it. I mean, I'm a big manifester, so I just believe in that kind of thing, but I think everything happens for a reason, and if you just go for it, it can be so fulfilling. And I think that's exactly what I've done well throughout my degree.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's everything.
Oh, I'm really glad that you're having a good time, that you know what you are going to do next, and that you've found the right path, and that you've had all these opportunities. So
it's been amazing.
Yeah, that's really good.
Come to the FRA.
Yeah, come to FRA, guys. So yeah, thank you very much for
Thanks
coming
so much
here
for
today.
having me. It's been so nice.
Yeah, I think potential future students who are listening to this, they'll really enjoy what you have to say. Very insightful and very exciting. I think you've definitely had a very, very positive experience at the Fashion Retail.
Definitely. I think I've been lucky with the opportunities as well, especially the World Retail Conference.
Yeah, and you have, but you've again put in the effort, so I think it shows that what you put in, you do get back out again.
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah, cool. So that's the end of the episode. I hope you enjoyed listening, and we will see you again next week. Bye.